Before, I was a lawyer for 13 years in the Mirabuka area. Okay. Now I'm not practicing as a lawyer, but I'm still smart. So I'm going to give you guys information about law and order, and particularly about the laws of family and domestic violence. Okay, let me try to get this back. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's hope we get it right this time. Okay. All right. So, sorry about that. Yes, so I was a lawyer for 13 years, and I had a lot of experience. Before that, I worked as a community corrections officer, like a parole officer. So altogether, around 20 years experience in the criminal justice area. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we'll start from the beginning on family and domestic violence. I'm having difficulties getting this to work. Do you know how it goes backwards? The small one. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, I think we got it. Okay, so has anybody here heard the word family or domestic violence? Yep, you've heard that? Anyone? Yep. What is family domestic violence? Yes, that's correct. A problem with a family. So in Australia, we have here laws about family relationships. So if we see here, we have family, we have husband and wife. Okay. Okay. Boyfriend, girlfriend. Parents and children. Grandparents. Okay, so any relationship that's close, we call that family relationships. So it's not only husband and wife, it's any member in any type of close relationship. All right. Anybody, any questions? Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Feel free to ask questions anytime. Okay, in general, Australian laws do not interfere with your family, in general. Okay? But if we have crime or abuse, there's crime or abuse, then the government can interfere. They can step into your family. Okay. And some concepts about family's law here is discrimination is illegal. Men and women are equal. Okay, so by law, our Australian laws say men and women, they say we have an equal sign. So this is a man, the woman, it says they're equal by law. Okay. Yes, of course.
The law said men and women are the same under the law, but it looks like men are even lower than the dogs in Australia.
Yes, I understand. No, only sometimes it appears that way. Yeah, sometimes. But theoretically, by the law says we're equal. Okay. So now this is a legal concept. I'm going to teach you that is the basis for much of our legal system. And the concept is this: it's ignorance of the law is no excuse. Okay. Who's got a driver's license here?
How the driver license and I?
Okay. Can you come volunteer? I need you to come up and volunteer.
Oh, yes.
You have driver's license?
Volunteering.
Oh, don't lie in church now. Okay. So now you're going to be driving a car. Okay, so hands on the wheel. Keep it on there. Be safe. Okay. Now, it's kind of like this scenario up here. You see this policeman? Okay. I'm going to be the policeman. And this is near a school. Okay. So what's the speed limit? She changing 40. Drivers?
The car broke down, so.
Oh, okay. I'm more safe with a man driver. No, equal. Okay, so you're driving? Okay, now I'm the policeman, and I've got the machine, you know, the radar, speed.
Speed camera
What's the speed limit here in front of the school?
Xe an maya zai the xe limit
40.
40.
Okay, so
ni
you're driving,
rak mong
and look, and he's driving, so I stop him. Stop. I'm taking a picture. I stop, right? What does he do? Keep going? Can he keep driving?
palak ne khan
Or he stop?
diar ka titika khan alan lai mo zai da tu lai. He will stop.
Yeah, I'm the policeman, so I say stop. Okay, so I come walking over to the car. Okay, I got to be like a policeman. So, go.
Palak bantukin ka van chok ve lai.
So I come on. Excuse me, sir. Good morning. Let me see. Yep. Good morning. Do you have a driver's license?
Driver license na ngai mo.
Okay, I can. Does he have to give me the driver's license?
License ka pe khao mo.
Yes. So you have to tell the police, give you driver's license. You have to tell your name. Okay, and address. Okay.
License pek min la lai sa te chim.
That's what you're by law. You have to do those things: name, address, driver's license. If you don't have it, you have to give them the correct name.
License na ngai lo zong khan na min kha sining te na chim a hao.
Okay. Now, okay. So you're sitting here. I say to you, sir, do you know what the speed limit is in front of the school?
Yes.
What is it? 40. Good. But look at this. What's that say?
57 in amount.
Naughty, naughty. See, and I show him the camera. I say, look, what's that say? Well, pretend. 50, 57. So is he good? Bad boy. Now, this is what you're going to do. Okay, whoops. Okay. Now he's going to give me an excuse. Okay?
If he sinak bia kha palak spa kha chim.
So can you read that?
Sorry, but I don't know speeding was against the law.
Okay.
Mehi ka se an mai limit lon he upade chu pho surut yok ka thai baklawa ti ati.
Okay? So he says, I don't know.
Ka thai lau ti ati.
So what? I'm the policeman. I say to him, can I do this? I say, oh, you didn't know the law? Okay, bye-bye, you can go. Can I do that?
Na thai lau cha kha lan kon tia ka te lai mo.
No, I cannot.
Ka ti khao lau.
Because the law is number 22, section 22 in the criminal code says ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Phung from an nai mia criminal code section 22 ti mia upade thai lau he ka thai lau ti he ngai thiam om lau.
So I have to say, sorry, sir, ignorance of the law is no excuse. You cannot speed. Therefore, I write you a ticket and I give to you, and you say, Kalam Tuk. Maybe not, but okay. So I have to do this, okay? So anyway, thank you, sir. Okay, good. Okay, next time, slow down a little bit when you speak. Okay, so the concept here is that you have to know the law, and it's the same for where do I point it? Okay, the PowerPoint is stuck.
Mehi karama hin ka thai lau ti mi kha ipisin nak la ngai thiam hal nak man kho salau upade kha upade sakau.
Can we use? Okay, so we cannot use that excuse. Okay, so the same is for family and domestic violence.
Chubantuk chun in chungkhar zonga hin chu upade tanga chun kan ummu.
You guys, everybody in Australia is supposed to know the law about family violence too.
Chungkhar boy na kong hape tlain Australia umi pau ni hin chu upade chu kan thai shuma.
Okay, so there is a definition that the legal system uses about family violence, and it is violence, abuse, or controlling behavior in a close relationship.
Chungkhar ipe tlai nak a hin thazangan sa chunmu ithuat ivel nak la chun pakhat I uktuk nak haiti bentuk he me narang ne chun family violence pun kata an chia ve mi se chungkhar piatana an chia ve mi se.
Okay, so and we can categorize these types of violence. So we have physical, emotional, social, financial, and sexual violence.
Pun ngain merang ne hin an thene chu pum sain tak sa ithuat nak sa chon thinlung lain I uk nak le ithuat nak sa chon hiti I hoi kop nak an ithuat nak sa tangka lain I uk tuk nak sa chon nupa sual nak sak lain ta chu nak adu na laun iti heti ten hamu makhabentuk zongkha chungkhar boinak chungkhar family violence timia atel min han se.
Okay, so it's always family violence is a close relationship. Okay, that means family member, maybe boyfriend, girlfriend too. Okay.
Chungkhar boinak timi chu a timi nai niam ten a timi boinak kha se. Nai niam ten a timi sinlonga a mi se.
Okay, so we're going to categorize the different types. And this one is called physical.
Kan chimban to khan
Okay.
Pungan athane pakhat naka taksain ishemnak kan tilai ma taksain taksan ithuat nak kan tilai mo.
Okay, so now I oops, sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I need a volunteer now, a lady.
Nu pakhaten rak chok lo volunteering.
Oh, well, okay, volunteer. Okay, now we're going to do a scenario. Okay.
Sa un kan pakhat bantok te kan salai mo.
And we're going to pretend. So I'm going to be the husband and you're going to be the wife.
Kay he na pasal ka
Okay,
salai.
but I'm already married, so we're only joking, right?
He chu cha pausi mo kay cha nu pinai chang mi se.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is my wife. I'm the husband. And now I'm going to say something. I'm going to say, I don't even know my wife's name. What's your name? Sandy. You have to know your wife's name, right? Okay. Sandy? Sunny. Okay. Sunny, you're a terrible cook. Your food, the breakfast you made this morning was no good. Okay? How does she feel? Yeah. Angry?
Ati mi cha narol chuan thiam lo he to jing breakfast na sar mi he ta chuak bak se. Athot lo ning.
Okay. Now I want you to get angry and I want you to punch me in the stomach.
Makhana thin
Come
ho
on.
he po thong.
No, really? I want you to rip. Come on. Come on. Oh. Is your hand okay?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe doctor? Okay, what did she do?
Athin hung he zai da ka tua.
She hit me? Yep. That's physical.
Makakha taksan ithuat nak se mo.
Okay. We know this is common. Men, women do fight. Many relationships, if they fight, pushing is another example.
Innam ten ha zong mo makhazong kha atel mi se nulawa hi meta khan an thua tok na.
Maybe I pick something up and I throw at my wife.
Pakhat khat kala ka che ma zong kha physical temtiam.
Physical. You know, if you spit on somebody,
Na til na sak pakhat khat
what do you think? Is that physical?
na til na he sak mi kata physical sema taksan iti
Yeah,
sema.
and if I spit on my wife and the policeman sees it, can he arrest me?
Kanu pi kha ka til ka chak ha ma chu
Yeah.
dia chu pelak pa ne ka hu
Probably.
ma ka tlai khau ma.
He can, you know. So these are all
Like
crimes. Very obvious, I think. Many people know about physical.
Khati taksai ithuat na kha chu tampi ne kan thai lai ka zum.
Okay. All right. So, okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. So, but we have more types of domestic violence, family violence?
Tampi nula wala kare etwat boy na tampi
Okay. Oh, also, so this terminology, family or domestic violence, it kind of means the same thing.
Hi biafang hapan hi asulam tak tak so akhat kau mo.
In the 1960s, that's when they started using the term domestic violence.
Domestic violence timi biafang he thongkazakwa somrukumin man mi se.
And now, today, they kind of use more family, or they use the term family violence,
Atua chon family violence hai tizongan an outsang.
domestic violence,
Domestic violence akhat man hapan hi kamo.
or sometimes they say family and domestic violence.
Asilaw la family and
Okay.
domestic violence tizongan apun hi an man tiam tiam.
It's kind of all the same thing.
Akhat mi se.
Okay. Another volunteer. I need
Volunteer pakhatin
another
nakrari
lady.
ula. Nu pakhatin nakrari ula. Asung na
Oh, okay, another volunteer. This is another wife.
me kanu pidang se.
Okay.
Sa
Now,
paum.
now we have this word here.
Thinlung lai
Emotional.
thinlung lai ishem nak mo thinlung lai itinak.
What is the word emotional?
Emotional timi bifang hezai da si.
Anybody know? What does emotional mean?
Is psychological.
Psychological. So you're happy, you're sad, you're scared.
Ti nak ten ha inop nak thin pan
So
nak.
this is like, I'm going to do emotional abuse.
Thinlung lai ka shem lai.
Okay? So I say, you're a terrible cook. Your food is terrible, and I'm going to hit you. So if I go like this,
Roll chun na thiam
Yeah.
al tuk kan thong lai. Tia ti hin ka tlak ha a thong lo mo a tlak.
what happens to her? She gets scared.
Zai tin da lai. Scare.
Yeah. So now, we call this family violence, even if I didn't hit her.
Kakutin katong baklaw natin mahizong he family violence timi thiam thiam se. Upre tanga
Okay,
man
thank you.
baklaw mi mo.
Thank you. Okay, I need another volunteer,
Volunteer dang pakhatin nakrari o.
but I think the ladies are scared of me now.
Ma phana khanu ni chan ka ti chang lai.
Okay, any more volunteers? Oh, okay. So this is wife number 3.
He kanu pi pathum na khai sen ha.
Okay. So this is what we call social abuse.
He social abuse timi se.
Okay.
Social abuse timi cho hoi kom hai kom kholo dingin shem kan ti lai cho.
So this is the keys to our car. We have our car. Okay, it's my wife.
Kan motor to sen ha
And-
kanu pi sen ha.
I'm the man. I say, give me the keys, please. I take the keys. You cannot drive.
Ava
Okay.
ka si to ka chu ra ka pe ka ti motor mong
You
khol
stay
ti na.
home. Okay.
Inarak
You stay home and you cook.
ina la ro lang chuang.
All right. You cannot go out. And these your friends here? Do you know these guys? Okay.
Na thai min han se mo lenga chuak la in longa ati nga.
You guys cannot come to visit my house unless I give her permission to visit her, unless I give permission. Okay.
Kanu pi kha kai mani rak lengu ka ti lawa chun len nak nol nan hai ngai halo. Kai ma nol lawin a hom man rak len nak nol nai hal nan nai halo ama zong mo to chu e in longa a tar cha ma kha kha.
Okay, so what do you think?
Zai tin ro ma kha.
I'm a good husband?
Pasal tha ka se mo. Now.
Am I good? Okay, so well, but if I'm good, so what am I doing to her?
Zai da ka tua kanu pi sen chunga zai da ka tua
Control.
controlling.
Control. Because really, we should have trust, you know?
Nula wala kara chun zup izup nak mo izup nak a ding kasi.
Yeah. What have we got? Another one is, okay, now also financial abuse.
ค่ะมาค่ะsocial abuse atu
So,
atu pali nak chu tangka lai ishem akmu
so I can also, I do this. I say, okay, honey, give me the wallet. I take the wallet.
kadot na phai sabom rakape ka hiting ha
No money in there.
tangka
But I take the bank cards and I keep them.
a bank card ka hai chu hai
Okay.
ka san ha
I give back the wallet.
a phai sabom long pi long ka hai pek ha
Okay. I keep the money. No money for you.
tangka vial te ka man ka kending ha kanu pi kha tangka phang khat man ka tlai tar ha lo
Good husband.
pasal tha ka samo
Maybe, let me see if I have any change. I give her $1. I don't know change. Sorry, no money.
tangka pia ka hai dap len ha ka hai mung ha lo e tangka pia zong ka hai pe ha lo
So we call that financial abuse.
chu chu
Okay.
chowa lai
Okay, thank
ishem
you.
nak se
All right. She's going to leave me now.
akakal tak sang
So those are all types of controlling behavior: financial, physical, threats, social abuse.
me hivial te he chungkhar family violence phun khan sin ha chowa lai se sa hoi kom nei kholo ding in I control nak se sa chun taksa in kutha nak se sa chun thinlung lain ishem nak se sa itlap khon nak mu ma ten ha kha upade tanga nga lo min si
Included this is also sexual violence.
chu chunga atel mi chu sexual violence ti mi jong he se
So sexual violence is a crime in Western Australia, all of Australia.
Australia ram chunga hin du na lawin pi he ti ten ha he
And
upade chu phau se mo
this concept is based on this word consent.
hi be phang he consent natlak nak
Okay?
mo natlak nak lungtlin nak pak ta chu naka kan lungtling na lawin ha sham in kan ti se chun makha cha man la upade tanga
So in the legal the definition of crimes, like sexual crimes, they will have the term consent. So if a woman, any person, they give consent, they say, yes, I agree, then it's not really a crime. Okay?
nuni kan sia pani kan sia lungtlin hatlak nak vai sakong amo lungtlin hatlak nak kan nai kau sia khan chun makha chu upare tanga kan man kau samhan sa la lungtlin hatlak nak nai lo bun shamin kaniti sia chun makha chu upare tanga man lo mi kan se upare achu phau mi kan se mo nol abor mi kan se
Okay, so a basic scenario again. Can I have
za un khan pakhat teng ka
a
ban chun
volunteer.
than halai volunteer rak chwa ko la how many
There's just one lady.
okay one lady kabin nu nang
okay.
marakra
Okay, hello. Wife number 4, I think.
kanu pi
maybe?
pali na khai sa
Who's counting? Okay, so I wake up in the morning. I'm the husband, my wife. I wake up.
sing ka ten ka hai thong ha kai an pa ani kan nu
First thing I see my wife. I
Pakhat
say,
na
you're a
ka kanu
terrible
pi
wife. You're a bad wife.
nang ma he
So how do you
pi
feel?
thalo na se
You know, she feels sad, right?
zaitin da lai tap lai ngai chia lai
Then I say, go make my breakfast.
kal la breakfast ka sar piak
Then I go to work.
chon rian ka kal
So I get in the car, I drive away.
motor ka mong
Then at 10 o'clock, I call my wife on the phone.
para phone ka hai
Okay.
chon
What's your name?
nem
Nim. So again, I don't even know my wife's name, so I'm a bad husband. Okay, so I call on the phone.
phone ka hai chon
Ring, ring. Hello? You're a terrible wife.
nang
You're very bad.
me thalo na se
You wait. When I come home, I'm going to hit you.
karak tin bagen kan phom lai zau
Okay. How do you feel?
zaitin da lai she run away
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But many times they were afraid they stayed.
chan tampia chun makha kha anti changa
Then I come home 5 o'clock, I finish work,
pangarian ka din huwa ka
open up the door, I come in, I go, you're a terrible wife, you're the worst wife.
nang mahe nu pithalau mi sok sol na
Now,
se
If I do this to her,
me chokati sia
is this family violence? Is this domestic violence?
me chu family violence te me rang ne anti mi asimo
Yes or no?
asimo yes
Yes. Did I hit her?
ka thong ma thong ha
No. But what am I doing? I am doing social abuse, threatening her, okay? Very lots of psychological, emotional abuse.
ka to mi chu thin lung lai
Okay.
isem
All right, thank you.
ka cher
Okay.
lao di la kan ka to mo ma ka thin lung lai isem se
So by the law here in WA, we consider all those kind of behaviors, they consider it family or domestic violence.
e Australia rama makha
Okay.
bentuk vial te kha family violence sila le domestic violence te anti mi se
Okay, so now here are some, how serious of a problem it is in Western Australia.
Zetlukun da WA hi kong he a serious team hi kan zau na lai.
So in Australia, we have average one woman dies every week in Australia.
Australia ram
Average.
chunga hin buak tlakin zer khata nu pakhat an thi zungza me hi domestic violence in hin. Valani thot nak le phop nak hin mo.
That's one. Now, now can women do domestic violence to the man?
Nuni ta pasal la chunga vai domestic violence ti mi chu shem nak an tu khove mo.
Yes. Most of the reported crime we get, incidents, most of it is men doing it to women.
E me hi piatana atam deu try mi zau tika nuni try mi khatam deu mo pa ni try mi nak.
Okay. So one woman dies a week. On average, 25 children die through family violence each year.
Kum khata hin abuak tlakin
Okay.
hak sia pukul panga hi nula pa ni shem nakin mo pakhat khat hiam nakin mo an thi zungza.
In West Australia here, 40% of police work is family and domestic violence.
WA ahin palek anrian laka 40 less he ya khain hung 40% cho inchung khar boy naka an chanan man inchung khar boy nak piatana ba phishi nak dinga mo.
And for example, in 2013, 2014, the police had 400,000 phone calls about domestic violence.
Inchung khar boy nak e phone an chot min ha he 2013 la 14 a hin how much
400,000.
thong somli phone thong somli tingli
That was in
phone an chot
WA
na.
only.
WA long maka mo
And the financial cost also.
e
It's
tangka adi mi he
$22 billion there. From 2015 to 2016, they said the government said it was $22 billion a year.
e tangka chawza ne adi mi he 22 billion kum khata adi.
So this is the cost
Billion.
of lawyers, criminal imprisonment, the police responding. It affects everything. But I think here's a question.
Cho palak rian sevan kavandi talai mo chu 22 billion chunga atel mi chu lawyer ihan man ten ha palak la kha mo chun thong in an bakal nak la ki ma vial te chun medical ten ha song atel la chu te ma vial te he adi mi se.
So, Scott, my
Yes.
question is that what is the main reason of this domestic violence?
That's a very good. Yep.
Sevan ne van hal mi chu zaida in chung khar boy nak apiatana atam bikhe zaida arwang si ati.
The exact main reason, I don't know if anybody knows exactly, but we do know that like alcohol is a factor,
เอ่อ
drugs. It could be just personality with people. Something within that person makes them want to control. So there's many, many factors, but we know that alcohol and drugs are factors in this.
อรวงเฮไทยดีออกอัฐาเราอดังเจียวลายจุดชงอาเตลมีเบลเตอตัมบิกจูจูรวงอ่ะจนริซีรวงอ่ะจนอาศิเราละมิเชลจนอันปุ่มปากทัดเราชุมรวงอ่ะมู
Now, when I worked in the legal center here in Mirabuka, I was in Mirabuka, the legal center, for 13 years there.
เมรุบุกา legal center ที่มีอาเคนกุมให้ทุมชงเรียนกรักตัวนี้
We averaged about 10, I would say around 10 cases a week. We would get roughly 10 cases of domestic violence. And some of them, these things happened years before, they continued on, but ongoing.
ที่เมรุบุกา legal center กรักตัวเลียวะกุมให้ทุมชงเรียนกรักตัวเลียวะเห็นกันตอนบิ๊กมีมาเหอินชุงคาร์เปียตนาเหจัรขตา case ประหาดัลจะลังมังค่า case ค่าอาเปจุงซัลที่อันนี้เหวุกเตออดายมีคือสลาวโมชวกทันลังมังมี policy
Yes.
I got another question.
Yes, sure.
What might be the best effective solution to this problem? In so far?
ไม่ฮิเปียตนาพิชินักดิ่งเห็นใจดาพีใจดาดับนักอัฐาบิกสิงห์
How do we solve domestic violence? How do we solve family violence? I think it's a very difficult question. To find the proper answer. But we have to get it early. I think the best is intervene and for more people to know about it, especially in your community, so that people are aware they can prevent this thing from continuing.
จูนักฮัลมีจูอภิวันเล่ดิ่งอาหารง่ายสมัยสลออัฐาบิกมีจูอารมณ์ทอกเตขันวันคำเวนโคอิจวมจดมูอารมณ์ทอกเตขันพิชินโคอิจวมจดอปูอัลฮานะมูมักกะอัฐาบิกฮะ
I don't think that we can solve everything in the perfect world.
ฮิวลายเห็นใจทิลมันเฮจริงเต็นกับพิชินโคดิ่งมีอา
But we have to have education, awareness, and address these issues early.
สมัยเสร็จแล้วกันจนเวลาจนไทยโคกันในรวมลายมูใจดาใจดาทิลไทยข้าหาว information อตุบันตุกเฮอุปเดเฮใจดาสิติมีค่ะกันไทยหาวทำทอกเต็นมู One question
Yes, sure, of course.
ตาชุดนักออสเตรเลียโลนี่พาเลยที่สิโคโลเวลจงเวลโคโลเจียงอันสิจังนี้ซาปิลกันพาเลยที่อันมาเดียวกันบุจังตาชุดนักกันพาเลยจะอันกุงทางนี้กันโนรังไงที่เราตั้งวันลุกละขันชวกใส่นารุปาเลยค่ะอันกันเละเวลตุกอันกันทิพมาโอ้ยทุ่มจูพาเลยสิกงจ้าปาเลยมันสักกันไม่เชื่อนะกันพาเลยนี่ไปทุ่มไปงากันตินาเซโลชินหุ่นตุกาเพียตันจะมาชวกบาสิบาเบลนาอุสิโลเปลกนี่กันไทยนาเซโลปาเลยนี่กันทอกมีสิบักเราก็พาเลยนี่ทอกมีสิกนะใจตินดาอภิยกชงมาที่ขาพาเลยค่ะโอ้ยทุ่มไปขันสิงห์เปลกขันกันมันนี่กันชิบเจียให้เรามาค่ะเพียตันที่ขับเปลกไทยยังชวกเซโลใจติคินดาที่ลาบกันมา
In this country, regarding the parents and children relationship, when the children are teenagers, their behavior becomes changing, and they don't listen to their parents. They have boyfriends, they have girlfriends,
Drink,
as their wills.
they go out,
Yep.
yeah.
And the parents warn them a few times, but they never listen to the parents. And finally, they got a fight, starting from their children. And when the parents discipline them and the children report to the police, what will happen? Is it the parent's fault or the children's fault?
Did you interpret? Oh, no, he said it. That's right. Yeah, he already said. Yeah, teenagers is a difficult issue for every single community, everybody.
มิใจจะปะวะมาค่ะ
Firstly,
มาค่ะหักเชียมูกุมเลลีกุมเลงารองทางค่ะ
to know the true answer of this is it's difficult. I'm going to answer it, but I want to show you a slide here first.
มาค่ะปวดค่ะใจมิใจจะปะวะอาหารสลิงบิมีอันซิมูฟ้าละค่ะมาค่ะกุมช่องค่ะ
So,
if there is a problem and police know about that problem, what will be the consequences?
if you commit for instance, if John is my son and he's 16 years old, okay?
John เฮกฟ้าสิงหากุมเลรุกให้สิงหา
And I don't know, maybe he goes out, he doesn't go to school and comes home drunk.
เสียงสองกายดุหาแล้วอริบุตรให้รักจีนหา
Okay, so come go like this. Oh, look, and I get angry with him.
กฟ้าจงกระทิ้ง
Well, how you do this? And
Because I want to
hit him.
drink.
And I hit him. Bang.
กระแบงกระแบงหา
Look, technically, if I hit him, that is actually a crime.
กระแบงอาเซียจนมาค่ะจะอุปเดตังอ่ะอุปเดชูพาวมีกสิจัง
Do the police arrest me right away?
ไปลักนี่อันกระจายลายหมอ If I hit you first
Yeah. Look, most people, these family relationships are so complicated. There's the father, the mother, relationship problems, drinking alcohol. It can go to the courts, maybe, but the police deal with this all the time. 40% of all police work. So it's not I cannot give you an exact answer on how each situation will be.
จะบรรทุกจนอภิอดิกตักมีมิฮิบักสิติมิฮิการเปย์คนหาลายแล้วสมพันธ์เสร็จแล้วปลักนี่นิฟิตินมาค่ะอันบุยปีปังมีเสียมิใจปอกขักุดอาถามีกันเสียขันจนอุปเดตังอัปลมีกันสักเอา If I hit you, will it be my fault? As will I face?
It could. It's possible. Maybe. It depends if the police decide to press charges.
มาขัดจนปลักนี่ใจตินดาเบียนชาไลที่มีจงอ่างหัดเดการพิการเสียละวัน
Okay, so in this presentation, can I say that we're going to come back in about 10 minutes to this question?
มาเมื่อคุณเตจมินิตประธานหัวกันรักเกียรติทันเตลายาเต
Okay, we come back because he jumped a little bit ahead.
วายนักแปลขันรวงขันกันเกียรติทันไล
But to think about this, can we read this quotation here?
มาเตะกันเรียกเขาไลหมอ
Or you can read it out loud maybe or something.
What is happening to our young people? กันมินาอุนาใจดาจัง they disrespect their elders, they disobey their parents. นุเลปานอลันไงเล่าอันมันหาอุปาเดจงใจอันเรียนหาเล่า they ignore the law อุปเดจงใจอันเรียนเล่า they riot in the streets inflame with wild notions เบ็ดเชียเชียเบ็ดทะเลวินลำจงอันดูปอันฝากอันไว้ their morals are decaying อันนุนเซียอัตุเถมาอรอกเถมา what is to become of them ใจดาอันจัง
So, you understand what he's saying? Now, I want you to think about this. Who do you think said this?
How need the mihe chim lai ten and roa? Salau. How need the ma bia chim lai minau kong a chim to chu pakan si chumo? Must be parents.
But what is a famous person?
Mahibia chim to he min thang pakat ase.
Anybody know?
It's
kind of a tricky question, really. But I'll tell you who. Plato. 2,000 years ago.
Plato timi Greek mi film pa mu Greek mi film pa ni aluan chia kum thong ni arak chim chang mi sia ti mahi kan minaun ha he athar salau tu chana achang mi salau han liao
pi alun chia kum thong ni arak chang mi
So it's a very old problem. Maybe we never solve it, but parents, teenagers, we have a difficult problem.
hi chu
History.
athar selo ki han
But-
chan pin chang mi se
But we're going to look, in a few minutes, we'll look at police powers.
palak no ngai na he tlom pala kan zau na lai
Well, I got to go back again to a few more things. Oops. So what happens to you, the next thing we're going to look at is what happens to you when you are a victim of family or domestic violence. What happens to your body? Okay?
okay nataka in chung khar piatana mu in chung khar domestic violence ton tika nataka zaida achang zaida lai ti mi kan zau tu na lai
Okay, so we have this term called fear response.
fear response ti tia mran en ti chu kan ti ronga kan tu mi thil mu zaida si
And can you see that lady there?
nu kin hu mo
And some guy sneaking up behind.
pani an hu lein azul khe
So, what's your name? Nem? What's your name? Sonny. Yeah. If Sonny, can you stand up?
van dia
Okay. Now, what happens if you see some guy like me coming up, sneaking up, trying to? How does she feel?
nan hu lein pa pakhat ni te pakhan an van pel sia zaitin da no lai
I come.
scared
Yeah, she's going to be scared.
lai
So, she's going to get fear response.
eh,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think you said. Yeah. So the fear response. So when that happens, her body she'll get scared, and then she'll be prepared to fight.
kabantuk chan aton asia chon ati lai
Okay.
zaitin ka ven lai ti mi khatwak sang lai
Or flight. So that's running or run away.
silau la laudiam kathli lai
Okay.
ti mi panhi khatwak sang lai
Everybody that gets scared, men, women, animals. Okay? And it's this chemical, one of these chemicals in your body.
mizai pau he ti na kan nai zai pau he mizai pau he ti athiam mi kan se saram kan sia mu nu kan sia pa kan sia e ma chu chu kan taka mi chemical pakhat mo cortisol ti mi he
Yeah. So can you guys, have you heard this word before?
hi cortisol ti mi chafang hin an thaibel mo
Could we practice this word? Can we just say cortisol?
cortisol ten an chim kho mo
Cortisol.
cortisol
Yeah. So if you've never heard, now you know a new word, but it's a chemical in your body.
e me he chafang hin thai bel lo se chon atu na thai chang hi he kan tak pum mi chemical phun khat ase
So, John, you're my son. He tried to hit me. So when he does that to me, the cortisol comes out.
e ka fa pani khan thong avan ka tip ma chon ka law nak la ka ti na ka ma dat por kha ka ta kan dok chuak
Yeah.
cortisol te mi dat por
And adrenal glands. So there's glands in here in your brain that it releases. It's your body's defense. You know, your body says you get scared, you must protect yourself. To get adrenaline, cortisol in there to fight, okay, or to run away.
ma kha dat por kan tak pum mi ni khan kan chuak ka khan ai pu te zaitin da na ven lai ti mi por kha thong ai than e ara irarin khasi
Okay, oops, there it goes. Okay, so what happens is, if this chemical happens to you every day,
ma chemical chani fitin achang mi samo na takan chuak mi samo
then you're going to have health problems.
sorry makhan na take ma chemical te kha achu lang mang asia chon asulam chu ni fitin na law na ti lang mang asia chon nangan tam na an
Okay.
lai
So even if, so this is why family domestic violence, it's important that we have to stop it early.
ma cha chon in chung khar boy nak family violence ti mi hi tuan ten kan kham lang mang hau nak chu se
Okay? Because if even children.
อักเชียนชีสงะ
Okay? So let's say, for example, this is my wife. Okay? Now, Sunni's our daughter. Okay? Can you go, wah? Can you be a bit like a little baby?
โอเค
Just go,
มีให้
wah.
กันนุปีสิงหากับฟันูสิงหา
Okay, can you stand up maybe?
Bote tak
Okay,
bentuk
so this
bentuk.
is mom, dad, and the baby. Okay, go, wah.
วันจับ
Okay, now, me and my wife are yelling at each other.
กันนุปีฮักขันฮะ
Okay,
กันรัก
so you got to yell at me. You're a bad wife. Yell back at me.
น้ำ
Say,
มัน
you're a
กันรัก
terrible man. Say to me.
You're a terrible man
What? So we're yelling and screaming at each other.
ประคัดและประคัดกันรัก
Okay.
ฮะกันสี
Now, baby can hear that.
มันจะจุกันฟาเตนี่
Okay? The baby can hear this. So when I'm yelling at my wife, cortisol coming out in me, cortisol coming out in mom.
กันนุปีกับวันรักติกาขันมาขากตักปูมินขบันตุกดัดขัน
And what about
กันนุปีจงอัดสวก
Sunni, our baby?
กันฟ้าจงรักสวกจัง
She has cortisol too.
อามาจงรักสวกเวจังมาขา
So,
กันตัก
so
กันดัดขัน
this is why family and domestic violence, husband and wife fight. The children see this. They see the fighting. They hear it. They have the chemical problem. The cortisol comes to the children.
นูเลวาคติกันวันสิกติกากันฟ้าเลนี่อันกันหูอาเซียจนสิลาวละกันโออันไทยเสียจนอันตักันมาขาคอร์ดิสันที่มีดัดปอลกันสวก
Okay.
อันงันดำนักท้าเรามีมู
And if you have this problem for many years,
มาจุเปียตนาจุกุมตัมปีนันไงเสียจน
you know, you have health problems.
งันดำนักอันที่ไร
Okay.
งันดำเราหนักมาไงไร
Learning problems. The children cannot
not-
learn in school.
เจ้าโจนหนักไรจงอ่ะขันกันฟ้าละค่ะโหยทุกคนจานเทียมเขาตีละเรา
Because the children see their mom and dad fighting every day. They're scared. They go to school. They have cortisol in their body all the time.
นูเลวาอาศิลังมังมีฟ้าละค่ะเสียอันวักายเสียอันวักายเสียอันวักายติกจงอ่ะขันมาขาโคตรส่วนค่ะอันตักกันขันอัดสวกลังมังอันลาวลังมังจังลุงเรไทยจัง
So I think this is one of the good ways to think about domestic violence. That we have to prevent it. Early intervention, as you mentioned. How do we stop this? We have to try to get help. If you know somebody in your community, you know anybody that's having it, you have to try to talk to them and get help for them.
มาจะอาศิจาเสียวันนี้อาชิมบรรทุกขันที่บรรทุกเปียตนาขาอปัวหานะจุดอินเต็นคำโคเวนโคกันในส่วนนาลายคนคอมมูนิตี้มองกันอินปองกันอินปามองขับบรรทุกอันเสียจนกันมาตรงนี้ชนโคแล้วบบโคกันในส่วนนาลายอาศิเราแล้วอบอมเข้าตูชนะบบฮัลเปียกันในส่วนนาลาย
Sometimes even I've seen many, I don't know, probably 100 cases of this, domestic violence.
ที่บรรทุกอินชุงคาร์เปียตนาคำหุ่มมีเฮอาซาแรงฮัสอาตัมตุกจัง
And sometimes I've said to the men,
จานจานะจนอันปากขัดที่หินกติ
I don't care. I say to him, I don't care about you. No, I don't care about you. But I care about your children and your wife and children. So you,
อาจารย์จานะจนอัปสัลค่ะนังไม่ให้การแคร์มีการแคร์เล่มแล้วสมหัสละนันุปีและนัฟาและโซนกระรัวตกจ่าเสีย
you were fighting with your wife,
นันุปีให้นันวัวเสียจน
and now look what you do to your children. Try to get them to change.
นันุปีนัวัวเสียจนนัฟาและใจดันโลลายที่มีตัวมาจากจนเช่นโคจรตัวกติตน
But also you can do to the wife the same, you know. Anyway, these are just some ideas that
มาค่ะนู่นนี่อันกันที่จงอ่ะปานิกันทินหาจงอ่ะประคัดไว้ใจกันที่ไลกันมากันเสียมีดังอันเสียมูมาค่ะเวนโคและคำโคกันในรวมนาไลอารวงโจปานิกันนุปีละกันชวดติกนาอันมาลองเสลากันฟ้าเลนรักตัวนู่นนี่นันวาเลนกันชวดติกะกันมาลองกันเสลากันฟ้าเลนรักตัวมาจากจนไม่เห็นงอลโคและเวนโคกันในรวมนาไล
What do you guys think? Any about cortisol or any comments or anything? Or
สุกอง
have
ให้
any
เปิดไล
questions?
น์ชิมดุมีละฮัลดุมีนันไงหมอ
Everybody all good?
Oh, good. Zaitina, what kind of health issue will be the main?
Well, I've spoke to doctors about this, and there's read some research. With children, they can have learning problems in school. They can have discipline problems.
What is it?
Discipline, many problems in school, adjusting, interacting with other kids, many things like that.
Hi kong hepet line si boy te he kahal nai si boy te ni satlai nak antu tika nulava asimin ha in achuak asilang mang min achuak min ha nulava asilang mang mi chungkarin achuak mi phala chu atam deu chu si ana chathiam lo nak mu vai cha an chip min ha khalung fian kho lo nak asilo la hak chedang ha irem lo nak asilo la sikan zu kho lo nak heti bentuk ha makabentuk
Mental health problems, many different things, depression, many types of mental health. It's also linked, there's research that says it can affect your health, like your heart. I think it can have heart problems. I think it physically can affect many people in different ways.
Akan temton dan ka adang chiao mahini akan horsuan dan ka adang chiao thinlung lai zot nak zong kha hai chot pi mi kase thinlung lai zong athi mo.
So for example, a pregnant lady.
Abenabia now apoy mi nu kha.
Okay. So a woman is pregnant, she's got a baby. If she's under stress, under threats from domestic violence or any kind of threats that causes stress to her, the cortisol goes into her and goes into the baby.
Tatsunaka naute apolio minu kha valani tak lang mang mi la phop lang mang mi si ti phan na khani fatin achan amhan asia chon kha atake cortisol ti mi da kha ama chalong selon afhat yang kha apoi mi naw te tiang ne kan arak tuar ve.
And another example of that is the pregnant woman, the baby is inside, and when the mother gets scared, her body, all her blood in her body, goes away from the baby and goes to the arms and the legs of the mother.
Now te apoi mi nu kha ti phan na kan akha lang mang asia chun athi kha now te ni hak ding mi thi kha now te cha kalawin aban la aketen han kalati.
Because the mother has chemicals in her body and it says fight or flight. So the blood leaves the baby. So the baby does not get proper blood flow.
Arwang cho ti phan na kan akha tika khan na veng lai na thut velai ma silawa na zam lai da ti mi ni khan thi vel te kha aphai le aban long te khan akuate bo te ni a her mi thi kha bo te cha om ti lawa.
That's why the pregnant lady must be always calm, relaxed, eat healthy. Then you have a calm, relaxed, healthy baby.
Ma cha chon now apoi mi nu ni a her bak mi cho dai thinlung dai te la nangam ten kha a her chon role takpum cha athami role te ai pia kha a her.
And I'll tell you a story about I didn't witness it, but I know this story from the Department of Child Protection.
Department of Child Protection in Tuanbia Pakat a ummi kaimani kavam mi salawin asanaten machu zunga achang mi til pakat kan chip na lai.
They took the baby and the mother away from the father.
Nula now tele anu kha avasinin an lakna.
Okay. Now, but the government, the Department of Child Protection, they always try to, taking a child away is the last resort. If they cannot fix the family, then they have to take the child away.
Chungkhar piatana nulava aboy mi kong kha makha an phisin kho lo shat ngam same อาเจียนกงอาจนอันฟ้าละกันหลักเปียกตนนะ
But they also try to get families back together again. So there's a process.
สมันเสลอดูสายมาขัดสงครามกับฟันต้นขาอันนี้รวมทานตน
So we have a situation, we have the mother and the baby here, okay? And they have a meeting to bring the father back into the family and try to negotiate something.
นูเตเลsorry นูฟานฮักฮะอดังอันหลักนะอาวาสินอันหลักนะจานจงปะเราหนัวอาวาขันเอาเวมุนขตะอรวงโจมาขันฟันต้นทานขันติมนะอันเปียตนาขับพิชินเปียกอันติมนะ
Okay, so when the father came into the room,
อันว่าอาวาปาขามาจุการุมรักพันติกะ
the baby could hear the father's voice.
หักเชียเตนิขันอปาโอขัดไทย
And the baby started going, tensing up and crying and getting upset because it heard the voice only of the father.
อปาโออัทยบักันขันมาจงหักเชียเตโซ
So
ต้มพุนินเอา
it hears the father's voice, the cortisol is coming, the baby's scared. It's damaging the baby.
อปาโออัทยบักันขันหักเชียเตค่ะอัตเกตัวเดียวกันจิมีโคติสันติมีดักค่ะอันสวกเจียมาเมจิพันนักอักเตเตหินทอมดีละกัน
And this happened because for many, many months before, every time the mom gets upset, they have a fight, the baby feels it. So the baby's conditioned to this.
มาจู่จู่อลวนเจมีชาตั้มเปียขันอันนูว่าอันนี้ทวดฟตินเตอันฟาเตเนมาจู่จู่อรักตัวลองมังมิสอัทยบังมิสติกาขันอปาขัดจิเบซัง
It's kind of sad stuff, isn't it?
มาจู่จู่ไงเชียงไงสกอลมา
You know. But, so the idea, again, guys, we have to try to help our community. You have your church, you have your people. If you know people suffering or experiencing this, we got to try to get help for them,
มาจากจนจุบันตุกกันไทยนาอาเซียจนกันปองกะมะสิเราละกันคริฟ้ากันไทยนาอาเซียจนกันนิจุคริฟ้าบูฮะอาฟุนตอมมีแต่กันสกาวไทยอีบอมโคอิจวมเท้าเสีย
Okay. Now, any question? I mean, do you want me to keep going, or how you guys feel with time?
มาเตียงอาจนฮัลดูมินันไงหมอโอเค
In relation between parents and children,
Yes.
all the parents love their children so much. They want them to be, they want to see the thrive. They want to thrive and see a great future of them.
Yes.
So they discipline them. Even the Bible allows us to discipline our children. For example, in Ephesians chapter 6, it said, children, obey your parents, listen to them, respect them. So in that point of view, I just want to know what is your recommendations.
Okay. Yep, we can do that.
โอเตนี่อวันฮัลมีเบียจอมเอฟิซากันไบเบิลเอฟิซาอังอันปรุกะหากเช่นฮานันนูเลนันปานอลง่ายุนันนูเลนันปาเขาอุปัตหาวที่มีเบฟังจงกันหูนูเลปามีใจเป่านี้กันฟ้าละค่ะมีเลี้ยงเงินสินหาเสอันหมายเลยลำทวงเสหมายเลยมีอิจฉาหาเสที่มีสะดุท่าแห่ปัลนักอันตัวติกะสิดันตัดนักกันตัวตนจู่ๆไบเบิลจงนี่เอาอันมีสกาวสิมหันเสล้อนางนิตาใจตินนันรัว
Okay. So thank you for the question. I'm going to answer it by some demonstration here. So
เมื่อจู่ๆไม่ให้การเห็นการวันเละลาย
this is the West Australian newspaper.
ไม่ให้วัสดุออสเตรเลียนี่อันชัวมีตรินซาสิ
It's probably 10 years old article,
กุม
but
ชา
anyway.
รองเราจังมีตรินซาสิ
It says parents feel smacking children is okay.
นูเลปานี่หินหักเสียแบงค์เลเวลค่ะปล่อยแล้วว่าอันรัว
Okay. So I'm going to give you here answers, not my personal opinion, but what the law says, basically.
ไม่ให้
Okay.
ไก่มาปุ่มปากินกระวมีสลาวินเจ้าจานี่อาศัยมีอุปเดนี้ใจตินดาติมีการชิมนาไล
Now, if John is my son,
จอห์นฮิกฟ้าให้สิเสร็จแล้ว
can I hit him?
กระทั่วเขามา
What do you think?
กระท้องเข้าโมกระเวลเข้าโม
Can I smack him on the bottom?
อัตรอกระแบงเข้าโม
Okay, but if I walk down the street and I see another child the same age as him and I smack that child, can I do that?
ลำกระวกางหายกระฟป้าให้อาชีบักมีหักเชียกระหุ่งหักกระแบงเข้าเวโม
Can I? I will get arrested, right?
กระแบงเข้าเราไล่กับหัวไล่สลาโม
So basically in Australia here, West Australia, you can smack your child on the bottom. Okay, you can smack them here. All right? But we have to think about this. And the way we do it,
ออสเตรเลียเห็นกันจอกตันหักกันในแบงเข้าก่อคนฟ้าละขโมกันแบงเข้าก่อนหาสมหัสเอาไม่ให้จับตัวเฮาสิ
so this is an old photograph.
ไม่ให้เฮลันเลียวมันทักสิ
Okay, that's not me, by the way.
เป็นมักกะสลาวเคมาเค
That's not me. I was always a good boy, right?
ก็หักเลียวเห็นหักชาตะกอกรักสิเฮอติ
I used to get hit with a wooden spoon.
ก็หักเลียวเห็นมาเคทิ้งดาร์เกลขึ้นพร้อมกับหัวต้นเวท
So I think today the times are changing,
สมหัสละตัวฉันทาระเห็นจนทิลสินิหาแข่งจัง
okay? In many European countries, they have laws now that say you cannot hit your children ever, even babies, small ones. No, you cannot hit.
ตัวจนจุรุปรำเวียลเตจงะหักเชียค่ะฟ้าละค่ะโบเตเตียมมันคันลงว่ากุดหลักงะตีเราเตียนตีจังอุปเดนชัวจัง
Not yet in Australia.
Not yet in Australia.
Yeah, we don't have it. They don't make illegal to hit your children. But if you do, for example, if I hit John in the head, maybe, yeah, they'll charge me. If let's say John is a small child, say you're 10 years old. I come up and I say, bad John, and I go smack on the bottom. The policeman sees me, probably won't do anything. Okay? Probably say, okay, he disciplined his child, it's safe, it's just a small smack. Okay?
คิดเตดีมเตให้แบงตรอกทองช้างมูกุมชาทองหักเชียกุมชตังหักเชียเตให้แบงกระแบงเหลียวปลักเนี่ยให้กำหุงห้าเคอปล่อยแล้วให้ตีเมนหายเต
But if I went smacked him in the head,
สมัยสละอลัวกระแบงสวดเสียจน
and the policeman saw it,
ปลักปานให้กำหุงเสร็จแล้ว
I think the policeman would stop me and maybe even arrest me. Maybe.
อากาศไหลโคเมน
So we have to think about.
One question please.
Yes.
กันบาเบิลจ้าชงบทุ่มทุบเบียกุลทุ่มให้ทุ่มนักอธิมิจูนับพาขจรเบียฟุงขันตูฟุงนัตุกนักจนอธิไหลละเวจนเบียละดีจะจ้าจะเสร็จถึงนั้นเราสีกันบาลจูฟุงมีเตดิเตกันตุกนักกันจนเบียมิจูทุกคนเสร็จแล้วนาทีฟอนการบาเบิลนี่เลยที่นาทีฟอนจ้าเสร็จถึงแล้วนั่งนรก
According to the Bible, in the Proverb chapter 23:13, the Bible said, if you love your child, smack him so that he will be good. That means you pave a good way for his futures. What do you think about those kind of Bible verses?
I understand it. And but this is basically, I think that the Bible also means reasonable versus unreasonable. So, for example, I smacked John on the bottom, bad John, don't you do that again. Okay? Is that okay? But if I go, whack, you're bad, and hit him on the head, that's unreasonable. That's not good. And it's illegal.
Bible ni achimi zong he acharjia kan thiam a hawa ti ta chuna ka na fa ka vel ka ti alua du chung ka thot asia chun aman mo atok te dim ten ka ti sia chun khacho apoya ka chia lawa.
So I can say that if the government, the police, or the Department of Child Protection, if they saw a child with bruises, on the face, okay, or anywhere on the body. That's unreasonable. That could be criminal.
ตัดสุนัขการฟ้าค่ะอาหมายอาพิงมีอดุกมีมูกุดฉากนักกุดท้องนักบรรทุกค่ะ Department of Child Protection นี่สิเสะจนปลักนี่สิเสะหุ่นหาเสะล้อมาขัดจะอุปเดตังอามันเรามีซึ่งหาใจโคกันซึ่งหา He said using the ฟุงจะใช้กันติ้งหาอ๋อcane small cane
Yeah, I think
eating-
I would
not feast
I would recommend from a legal point of view, I would have to say to you, I recommend don't hit your children.
อุปเดนิงินชิมเกาอาเซียจน
Okay.
นฟ้านันฟ้าแล้วจะกุดละบักนาละโอ
But if you do, I would leave it to smacks on the bottom. That's small smacks.
ก็จะกะให้ตัวอาเซียจนกะให้ตัวมันอะกะอันตรอกเตียขันดิ้นจนกะให้แบกนางฮะ
You know, there's we have to think a little bit like, okay, how old is the child? If John is, okay, sorry.
ฮิซองให้กันรู้อาท่ากุมเจสันดัน
If John is 16 years old,
จอนให้กุมเลรกอาเซียจอน
and I grab him and say, "Beg, you know, what are you doing?" You know, I ruffle him a little bit. Okay?
ฝากนอนินกับวันไตฮะกับวันแบกฮะ
But what if he's only 2 years old? And I grab him and shake him and smack him.
กุมฮีเตเสสะละทินเลนกระแบง
There's a big difference.
อาดังตกสลอมไหม
If you shake a baby, maybe baby die, maybe.
อักเชียฮะทินเลนเสียจนอาทิเขาแม่นะ
So we have to look how old.
อันกุมซองคะเจ้าเทียมหาว
I would advise you never head injuries.
ใจตึกมันอันลัวนั่นกุดละบักละอุลอ
I remember when I was a corrections officer, it was a bad man. He went to prison. He used to smack his kid on the head, play tennis with his kid's head. Bad.
ท้องอินจองเรียนกระกจวนเลียวเห็นนะมิทะเลาปังมิทะเลาไงปักขัดปากระกมุเบลอัฟปาปักอัลลัวรักแบงเลียนะ
He went to jail.
ท้องอัตลาย
Sexual abuse is an automatic crime.
สักไหลดูนเราอิตไลเชมให้ตีเดินหาขาไปอุปเดชูพกบักเส
And there's a lot of people in jail for sex offenses in WA.
อิตไลเชมเคยสินท้องอัตลามีให้ WN ตำตุกไม่
Many, believe me.
ตำตุก
Weapons used. So weapons means maybe a cane. I would advise probably don't do it.
เชียมนำฮันติมีเห็นฟุงจงหาอัตละ
My parents used to hit me with a wooden spoon.
กันนู้นแล้วก็ปานยันรักตุกนักจูทิ้งดาร์เกลเครักเสีย
But now times are changing.
สมันสละอัตุจูทิลอัดแข่งดิจัง
Yeah. This lady here, they call her, it used to be on TV, Super Nanny.
ไม่ให้ทีวีอารักลังทีวีอารักลังมังมีสี
Her name is Joe. Anyway, she used to go into, there was a house, mother, father, and the children were very naughty children. Okay?
ชงคาร์ปะขตานูแฟมิลี่sorry ชงคาร์ปะขตาขันนูปานอันฟ้าละค่ะลวกอันชวกตุกชิมันไงแล้วตุก
And she used to come into the household,
มาแค่นูแค่อันนี้นะราตัวนี้
okay? And she would prevent, she would fix the problem
มาอินชงคาร์นูเลปาละฟ้าละคาร์เปตนาครับชินเปียกต้น
without hitting the child. No violence, no physical violence.
อันฟ้าละค่ะฟงตุกเราแหละเวลเราบักขันชินเปียกต้นนะ
So I think you can do it.
มันจะส่วนนั้นตัวโคตรเจียวก็ไล
As you probably realize, it's not an easy question to answer.
ไม่เห็นเลยเอาก็อาหารไงมีบิฮัลนักโพลินเซ
But I can say this. If you hit your children and there's bruises, head injuries, if you use weapons, you cause injury to them, and the police see it, the government finds out, maybe you get in trouble. Maybe, if depends on the circumstance.
สมัยเสร็จแล้วก็ชิมโคมีเตตุโจ
Okay.
ฟ้าละค่ะอันตะกะเลียมหาในตัวส่วนอาเซียจนปลักนี้อันหูส่วนอันไทยส่วนอาเซียจนสิเราแหละหากเชื่อแวงตัว Department of Child Protection นี่อันไทยส่วนอาเซียจนอาศิเราแหละอันเสียงอันนี้จองเสียมาเตะชิมเหล่านั้นโมเอาไว้กระโดดจุงอากระตนมีอันไทยอาเซียจนเจตนาฝากปีนต้องเขา
So I think the child protection people say a smack on the bottom for small children, is okay. But I would personally, I have to say to you guys, we didn't hit my kids.
Department of Child Protection นี่คันฟ้าและหากเชียเตอันตัวกันยิ้มเตให้แบงก็จะอภัยแล้วอันให้เชียโคเมนฮะสมัยเสร็จแล้วไกนี่จนไกจะกฟ้าและจะก็กุดกระทาบักละว่า
So it's a difficult question. I think
มา
maybe.
จากจนมาจะไปหาหนักจะหาไงมีเละหาไงมีสิวันเละดิ่งอ่ะ
What do you guys think? Was what answer okay or wishy lawyer answer?
มาจุดจะลอยพอลนี่กันเบลเละนักสิใจตินนันรัวหาใจตินนันรัวหนึ่งสิ
Tukin kan ruai nu lepa le fa le kara kan bui tak an bui jiu ko la chilo cha se.
It is the main problem nowadays among parents and children.
Teenagers?
Yeah.
Parents and teenagers?
Parents and teenagers, especially.
Yes, I know. It's a big problem.
กระไทยเทียมก็ว่ามาเจตนาเหตุ
I know. With girls, when they become a young lady at 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15, you have to have extra patience with your daughters, I think.
นั่นฟนูลักขากุมไหลนี้กุมไหลตุมกุมไหลลีรองราบันพนักขันนั่นลงเหอัตยินอาสาวได้อุตสมหาว
I had to remember myself. My daughter has hormones that are changing at that time.
ไก่มาซองขามาของอากาศพิษเราอาหาวกาไทยเวอาหาวอีบันตุกจานักขันไก่ซองกับฟนูขาอันฮอร์โมนที่มีให้หลายคนที่นักกันเละฮะนูปาสิดุนักดัดปอลกันที่ไล่จุดที่มาขับปอลขาอาเทนชัวมาเลียวสิมาขับกุมจานครับ
So my son, my experience, the boys were more lazy. They're just, lazy, don't do anything. But the girls were up and down. One moment my daughter was nasty, the next minute she's really nice. Because her hormones up and down.
เมื่อคิดจานักเห็นป้าตู่จะไม่คิดกุมช่องทางเห็นถ้าถุดพื้นนี่อันนี้ลามูตัวมันรวมเราอีแอดรุ่มเราอันนี้หลากเลี้ยวสิสมัยเสร็จนูตู่จะเสลาเป๊ะและช่วยลองเต้นดูเลี้ยวบักเสียมาคิดจานเห็นมาไทยเทียมบักอันหาว
So, so you have to be patient.
มาจากจนมาคิดจานเต้นั่นลงอาสาวคุณอาหาว
And I think if you over beat your children, it's probably not going to work.
มาคิดจานะ
But
นั่นที่นั่นสุ่มโคเรานั่นกุนั่นหลักส่วนอาเซียจนอาทามินละละว่ามาในคันพิจารณาพิชิตเมนละละว่า
when they're small, you can discipline them, slowly, and don't beat them on the heads and hit them with sticks and things like that, because I think you'll get in more trouble. That's what I can say.
กระชิมโคมีเจอไว้ฟุงมังบักลาโออันลัวตูบักนาลาโออาศิขอจนกุดขาบักลาโอ
Yes. If you hit them? Yeah. It can. I don't have the exact answer because there's so much research and so much debate. Some countries make it illegal to hit children. Some say you can smack on the bottom. I would say though, be careful and you could probably get more with love than hitting. My opinion.
รำเชียวขตาจนฟ้าละเวลข้าอภัยแล้วไว้อันทัดหนักดิ่งเตี้ยรัวกว่าขันจนโมสมัยสละรำตำเปียขันจนอันเซนบักเรางะบักเรามาขกงะขันจนเวลนาเราที่ กัดชิมเขาบักแล้วนะหักเชียตะเตียนสิจงอาคันตัวเดียวชิมมันตกันอันลัวแบงบักนาลาโอฟุงพังบักลาโอเชียมนำพังบักลาโออันตรอกดิมเตนันให้ที่มีเบลเตจูพุ่นดังเสจูจงจูไกจูกะเวลบักนาลาวะเต
Yes, questions.
Can I ask a question about other issue, not family violence? Okay. Well, we are falling asleep soundly, and the intruder come to our house, and can we use forces to prevent our family?
Yes, you can defend yourself. So you have the right to defend yourself in your house.
Na inahin na pum na ven nak event
You
nak
do.
nol na ngay.
Australia had some weird laws before, but you can think of it like this. If this is my house, okay, John breaks in, okay? And if I do something like I fight him back, it means I can defend myself, I can protect my house. It doesn't mean that I can beat him 100 times in the head. Okay?
John himi fear sing hai ke in arak bau ha. E ka ven ko ke in ka ven ko. Simhan se la vai chai chik chakan mu oiza tiang tan ha alua thong hai ti ban to ka cho. Anga lawa phung salawa.
And it's like any situation. I'm walking down the street. Okay, I'm walking. Now, John, can you try to attack me or something, or try to rob me? Like, give me your money. Say to me, give me your money. Like try to rob me or something. Maybe.
Hey, ani samia.
He's got a knife. He's got a knife. He's gonna and hold it. Okay, so pull it out.
Hey,
Oh.
give me your wallet.
Okay.
I need money.
Okay, so I give him my wallet, and then I take the knife away from him. Okay. Now, can I beat him?
Anam ka chu ha. Ka vel kho ma.
Maybe. Look, I think in this case.
I can beat him badly.
Okay, I'm going to say this though, but if I hit him, boom, 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 maybe, okay, the police will say, okay, you defend yourself. But I cannot go after him. He's lying down. Okay, or just say you're sitting down here like this. No. And I can go and I can hit 1, 2, 3. Can I do this? No, that's too much. I can kick him, beat him, stab him more? No. Okay, they will say,
I
defend myself.
Manu kan akan not len sa amhan ti law.
You're able to defend yourself.
Nang ma te kan na veng khau na pum ven nak dinga kan chun na ku zong na hitla men ko ha sam han sa la vai.
There was a case I remember on the internet where a guy, they caught someone. They capture him and they tie him up. And then they beat him with sticks.
By police?
No, this was the owner of the house.
Oh.
And they got arrested. All of them got arrested.
Mi fear pa pakhat ni inababau mi kha in nei tunen ratlai chmo an ratlai shin an teme ha thua chu an tem khan.
So yes, I think you have a right to defend yourself, a right to defend your family, but you don't have a right to continue on to get revenge, okay?
Na family ven nak nol na ngai nang ma event nak nol na ngai samhan sa la na ven tika khan minung pakhat kha ngol lawin wathot nak nol khan ngai ti la.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it that means that that kids are allowed to, the law allows them to steal whatever they want?
No, you can defend yourself, and you can call the police, but you cannot go take revenge against someone and try to kill them or beat them or something like that. You can defend. So if someone punches me, I can punch, I can fight back, I can, defend. But if it continues, I cannot make it continue on and keep fighting him and beating him or something like that.
Kay malakay makakapang kau event nak dinga chun kutsong ka bazuang sur kau ha samhat sala ngol lawi itwat mo ke fak chak chak chai chik chak itibel te ka chu anga lawa karamahin upade ne maka awan lawa.
Yes.
I read about, I watched a documentary about this case where, this is regards to what you're talking about right now, where there was someone's daughter was being preyed upon by an organized pedophile, and then the father had a plan to catch him. So, and then he also, when he was very angry, obviously, because this man was preying his daughter, so he beat him up. But there was no charges or anything against him, so he didn't have any consequences.
Yeah, it could happen. Every situation is different. So the police are, that's why it's very hard to give you an exact answer to these things, because the situation can be different from each each case. There was a case in America where some guy sexually abused his son, and he went and killed the guy. The father went and killed the guy who did it. And they didn't press charges. But I mean, that's a different country, different laws, different state. So, I know what I personally would do, but I probably shouldn't say, If someone touches my children, I'm going to get very angry, right? Natural.
Achan achan upade he abuai nga ye tem ta chun na ka America na mi pa pakhat kha tlangwal naute pakhat kha an tlai shem a hola pa pol ne apa thin hung to ke avaka na pakhat kha avatha samhan sala tazan chue laute mate khan ram khat zong khe kani lo kani dan nak te ke to na ti.
I think in the future we can get, maybe we can get the police to come talk to you guys. Do you know the cops?
Yep.
Yeah. Sam maybe, I don't know, or Don.
Mahe kong happy line hin palak kutain zong kha au hi bentuk he bechim dia chimmo dia chim tarve chun du mi hal nak chan kha kan pek ven ha thate men lai ate.
Yeah. Any other? Do you want to talk about anything else?
Adang
Up
hal
to
du
you guys. I can keep
adang
going.
hal du minan ngai mo.
Divorce, separation.
Ithen nak te pol.
Do you,
How ni da now hak chia chau lai how ni da in the law chau lai he ti te ha.
sorry, I lost it.
Evening kalai de hun rak ram han lo.
Kata chupna nuva na khatun kawi nuni Australia lo kha mat tuk chang cha siang parham to an kan chia pha le he kai mahan ka pek nan ngam tu kan ka chom khawlai he di phung phain pa ni swal na ngan pi tuk then na tiang swal na atu alo na te in nuni athen kau tika pa kha avai won di lak lo di anu nuam lo tiang abu tika hi nu le pa kan khat kau ti mi nu le pa ni ka thim sim lo ni u san pek tuk na ti kai ma mi ku si hi te na ro nga hin atong mi jong hi kat na tika hi ta
According to my conception and experience, I have seen some family, the wife left together with the children to the husband because the wife know that she can get support from government and she can live a healthy life without the husband. She left the husband become, started drinking and her life become spoiled. What do you think about this? Under the law, the woman and man are the same, but in reality it is not.
Okay, so the divorce rate is something over 40%, maybe close to 50%. So in my experience, Many people divorce, separate for many, many reasons. Drugs, alcohol, they don't love each other anymore, personal issues. I think it's many issues rather than just one. So I don't know about every family.
Chungkar ani ten nak he tam pi ume zu ruanga mo drak ruanga mo asilaw la ani du ti law ruanga mo zaida an petana ti mi kha kan thai chok na lawa te.
But husband and wives, why they separate? I would say that must mean they don't love each other. I don't know. Well, one doesn't love the other person. I don't know why.
Ani du law ruanga sa kolai cho ni ten mi cho pakhat ani du ti law ruanga.
In this country, in West Australia, if there's threats between husband, anybody, you go to the courts and you get a piece of paper of the court to give a violent restraining order.
Australia ramahin nu lava boy te ka pasal ni nupi latlak te ka mo nupi ni pasal latlak te ka mo tia zunga vakal si violent restraining order te mi form vaphi se makakha nupi las silawla pasal ni raknai khawlaw dingin mo vai chaphi se.
Sometimes, I would say many times, both parties, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, many of them lie. Make up story, they exaggerate.
Chan tampia chun nulava ni hin li in hin bia han chimton asilawla an porton silawla an phuaton vai makakha an makha thiam chau nak dinga mo.
When they separate, they get lawyers.
Ani thentika lawyer ni hlan ha
You have husband, the lawyers, wife, and the lawyers.
nu lai ni lawyer alhan ve pa lai ni lawyer alhan ve
They fight in court.
tia zung ani phom
Sometimes it goes on for months, many times years.
chan tampia chun athak san akal akum
Amazon dia chun pani ten kaduk bakla timin tupia dula selata ten sia sim la selata angak mo.
in this situation if the husband don't want separation or divorce can the wife
Okay.
force him to sign or
It's
to get
the divorce in here, it's up to one person can divorce. So I'm married to my wife. If I want to divorce, I fill out the paper, I submit the divorce, there's a time frame. I don't need the other person's permission. The husband and wife can divorce. They don't need the other person to
Van-
give permission.
valani selawla nu pilani a then kadu baklaw ti zonga anga law pakhani kani then lai ti sia khan chon a chan tu kha zai chan da raw lai ti milong kha sakau pakhani ka chal ti law ti khan chon khat lai ni khan rak hnek nak no lum ti law.
So separation and divorce, it's decided by the husband or the wife, can either one. They can both agree or one agree.
Nulava i then nak cho nulava ni sumphet chat selawla nu pilong ni ma pasal long ni ma becha nak no nai se du idu ti law chon anga khaw.
But from a legal point of view, there are two issues. Who gets the house and who gets the kids?
Upare lain kan zau sia chun
Okay.
thil phun ni fala he hausina dan lai inta hauni da chaw lai.
So if there's a husband and wife, they have children, who gets to keep the kids? They divorce. Who gets to keep the kids? Anybody?
Nulava ni thentika hauni da fala he an chaw de ton. The wife.
The rule is this by law.
Upade ning chun me se
Best interest of the child.
me chu fala cha atha de ding mi mu fala cha
Okay? It's not automatic the mother, it's not automatic the father.
me chu automatic in apa sina anu sina ti kha salaw.
It's the
An
best.
fala cha khoi ka da atha de lai ti mi kha maka
If the mother is a drug addict,
ta chun naka anu kha drug tan ha athua mi sia khan chon
she has psychological problems,
thinlung lai dam law nak anai mi sia chon
beats the kids,
hak sia vok mang mi sia chon
then they're not going to give the children to the mother.
อาฟ้าจะอันนู้นเปลแล้วชิมไล
The golden rule is always best interest of the child.
อาศิกันโจหักเชียอันนมเด็กนักดิ้งเป้าค่ะ
Okay.
มาขดาก็ไลหักเชียจ้าท่าเด็กมี
That-
มีละปาสินะ
Okay? But, you know, family law, this what we talk about today, family violence, family law, very controversial, very difficult in life.
ชุงคาร์บวยนักกงนี่หินกันชิมมีเฮอาหารบักมิเซกันมีนงกันนุนชุงอ่ะไม่เฮเจตนาโพลเฮ
Who gets the property?
เฮานี่ได้อินตาเจ้าคนไล
What do you guys think? 50-50?
เจตินเดนรัวอาเชียวเว้นมาเจ้าสิไลนูละบาเทนติกะฮะ the parent who took the children, who look after the children.
Well, there's two things. Who gets the children and then who gets the property. So the property can be the house, cars, money, superannuation, things like this.
หักเชียแล้วชิลริติมีอาคันอินาเตลมอโตอาเตลในมีตังกาอาเตลจน superannuation เตียงอาเตล
Okay. So if I'm married and me and my wife, we divorce, okay? I don't love her anymore. She doesn't love me. And we agree. We just fill out some paperwork. It's no problems. I say, okay, you have the kids. I give you this much money. Easy.
นูลวาเช่นกันดูตกะกันเป็นหิลุงจิงเตนโมตัดชุนักะกันเป็นหิเตนกันดูตีเราจากกันนี่เทนไลกันตีเสียจนข้านังไม่เหี่ยวหากเสียจงในสินะเสะตั้งกาจงไม่เหี่ยลากุอินจงนั้นมันเก่าเสะเตียจากกันเพียจะอฟอยตุก
But if we separate and we cannot agree, then lawyers.
สมัยเสร็จแล้วกันวันนี้เทนติกะมาจุดจุกันเป็นหิลักการหัดหลักนักเอาเราเสียจนหาตุกจัง
Who gets the children? Who gets the house? Who gets the money?
เฮานี่ได้ตั้งกาเจ้าไล่เฮานี่ได้อินเจ้าไล่เฮานี่ได้หักเชียเจ้าไล่ที่มีค่ะหาตุกจัง
You have to pay the lawyer
ลอยาขัดตั้งกาตั้งปีแปะเขาจัง
maybe $400 an hour.
นาจีปะขัดตาจะลีเต็นหาแปะกันเฮา
I know somebody now. They're they were de facto, not married. They separate. They already spend she already spends like $15,000 on lawyers.
จะยาวินเต็นอามีเสลาวนาเต็นหุ่นขตาจีมีอาเทนเมียนเมอตัวเห็นลอยาอันหลานนักมันลองเห็นทองไหงารอนดิจัง
And their legal battle is just beginning.
มันจะอาทอกกาลองสริ
It's going to cost, she's probably going to spend $30,000.
ทองส้มทุ่มทองอดีตเมนไล
Give to the lawyer.
ลอยาแปะเท่ามาขาเฮามาขายเจ้านักดิ้งพบนักดิ้งอ่ะคัน
But so when you so if you have property, so the children, it's always the best interest of the child. The court decides.
หักเสียอิจุนักกองอัจน
With
เจีย
property.
จงเนี่ยทรงเพียรชัดเชียมีข้าสกาวมังหักเชียให้อนุสินอุมามาอาจารย์ทัดเดอปาสินตีมีข้าจุดเจียจงเนี่ยเบียชาหนึ่งข้าสลังมังเกา
Okay, it's stuck. But okay, so with property, oh, we lost it again. Okay, but with property, the house, the money, we decide on, let's see what we got here. Oh, sorry, that's the end of it. Okay, sorry.
ข้าอดีตนักสรัว
There's two things we do. Contributions and future needs. So we can maybe do an example. We have time? 5 minutes? Or up to you?
นิดปังอาจารย์กันในริโมนั่งไงรวมริมา
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, I need a volunteer to be my wife.
โอเค volunteer ปกติรักชวกริมพนุล
All the women hiding now. You can volunteer. Oh, a new wife. Okay, so this is now, for example, What's your name? Evening. Good evening. I remember that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so evening. Now, this is a case which may be happening, okay? So, I'm a rich guy, okay? Rich man.
Kay mahimerum kasing ha,
I got 3 houses,
in thum kanay ha,
lots of money,
tangka tampi kanay ha,
okay? And evening has no money,
even ni hitangka nay lau mising ha,
no houses,
in zong nay ha lau,
okay? But we meet each other,
seman sa ka nan kan hay tong ha,
okay? So we meet, and I think she's kind of like greedy, you know?
ani kami hakaw ngay si Veng ha,
But I'm in love, you know?
nan kanidu ha,
And we want to get married.
itit kanitim ha,
So we get married. After 1 month,
kani nu sakata,
she wants to divorce me.
iten adu ha,
What do you think?
nay tinanan ruwa,
She's good?
mithasimo,
She wants to get my... What do you think the court does in Australia?
mithalaw ba kasing ha mo, so va ruwa hay ka vat mi ka hay sing ha, nay tinda Australia chawza ne antu alay tinan ruwa, Australia
She wants to divorce. She can do. Okay.
iten in my opinion, as all right, I don't know how to explain to you,
Yeah.
but she will get something from you.
Okay. Do you think she gets one of my houses?
Ka in pakatal at saw light and ruat ma? No.
Whoa, she said yes. She wants my money, some houses, right? Actually, no, it's not good for her because we called it one more. We called it this one, contributions. Oh, you can't see it. But the court looks at. We have a legal partnership. The court says, okay, the lady, the man, they form a legal partnership called marriage. But they look at contributions. Is that,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, they look at contributions. Now, I bring to the marriage 3 houses, lots of money. What does she bring? No houses, no money.
Okay, can I?
Yep.
Kani ten ha, kani ten hai tia zong ni zaida thakat nuwa kani ten ha mu semhan salo tia ka ina chaw lai mo pakhat tal alak lai mo Australia upade aya alak ding kha lau semhan sa la upade ni zaida an zaw lai ti sia chon zaivil da ani ni atho kaini ta zaida ka tho chungkhar dir nak dinga mu makaka an zaw ate kay intum kanay tangka tampi kanay motor thata kanay chuviel te chaka tho ani zaida atho ma atho law. Go ahead.
So the court will look at this and say, okay, evening, you, very short time marriage, 1 month, 2 months, or something like that. You have no money, no job, no houses. So she's not going to get very much. Okay?
It court ni an zaw ding mi chakha a nani atha saman sala nang he zai man na tho mi law na tho mi law cha zai pi pa na nga lai law ti an ti lai ti.
But if we do get married, okay, I have 3 houses. Let's say, for example, we stay together 10 years. And we have there's our baby, a daughter. Okay, and she's only 5 years old. And we have 2 more back there. 3 kids. Okay? We have 3 kids. Now the situation is different.
Simhan sa law zai man anai law zonga kani mi chungkhar kan dir na kum tha rong hai seng hai fa pathum rong kan hai nei ha chubel te chon thil sining adang la ya ti
the court will say, okay, you've been married 10 years. You have 3 children. And you contributed. One, you raised 3 children.
กุมชานั่นจังอุปเดนี้มาขันอันเจ้าดิ่งมิจุกุมชานั่นจังฟ้าจงปฐุมนชินเปียกนัจานวิลเตละนชินิงวิลเตฮิวิลเตนาโทมิฮิตยาอุปเดนี้มาขันอันเจ้าเปียกจังไร
So even if she has no money and no houses in the beginning, they say she contributed because she raised the 3 children.
อารมณ์ทอกะตังกาอันไหนเราละอินเราอันไหนใจมันไหนมีอันไหนเราจงอ่ะฟ้าปฐุมอชินเปียกจังอาจารย์วิลเตมาขวิลเตฟ้าเลวิลเตเจ้าขันเปียกจัง
And also we have this one, future needs,
future needs หมายเลยอะเฮร์ดิงมีที่มีจง
which means we have 3 children. They have to grow up till they're 18 years old.
ฟ้าละขับปฐุมมันสิจังจ้าอันวันอุปาลัยหมายเลยอันเฮร์ดิงมีทิลตัมปิจัง
So if we divorce, I have to give her, well, at least 1 house
กันนี่เทนอาเซียจนอัตลอมบิกอินคัตเตอร์จะกระเป
and give her money
ตังกาจงตัมปีกระเปเขาจัง
so that she can raise 3 children.
กาฟ้ากาฟ้าเลยเจ้าแค่หนักดิ่งะกาฟ้าเลยโจมกันหนักดิ่งะมาขวิลเตกระเปเขาจัง
So it depends on the circumstance.
อาเชเน่ทิลชินิงจงอ่ะขันอ่างฮัตเต้ฮิบันตุกะ
Okay. Whew. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Bye-bye, wife.
อ่า โอเคโอ้ยคัดแปลกแปลกดีหนูอันนี้เทนจึกจักหนูตั้งกาอันนี้เลี้ยมดีหนูมาอาศิลาว่าชาร์ลสปอร์ตในที่ดูหนักมาOkay. After the husband and wife divorce and the wife remarried, and does the previous husband need to look after their children and pay extra money,
Yeah.
including child support?
No.
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 No need.
He doesn't, by law, he doesn't have to do the new husband. You mean the new one?
Yep, not the new husband, from the previous husband. Does he need to pay child support and any necessary funds?
You would have to go to court and get it changed. But yeah, he does.
ขบันตุกภาษาอันไหนท่านอาเซียจนเดียจงกัลท่านหาวเมนหายเตเช่นนนหาวมีเตอุเมนหายเต That means the court decides.
Yeah, look, if there's problems like that, go get legal advice. And we have lawyers that are like community lawyers that are a little bit cheaper. You know, you can get, the legal center? Do they know where the...
Legal center นั่นไทยหาโม lawyer บัลลันนัก center ปอลโม community lawyer ปอลขันนี่ขันมันต้อง avoid เดาอาตีขบันตุกเปตนาอุมาขันจนอันมาสนะขันรัวนักขันมุสัดอันมานี่ขันอันเละโคตรหางหัด
Yeah.
ตัวปี
example, a husband and wife, they purchase a house together, and within a few years they separated, and the husband left the children, the house, everything to the wife. But the husband want to sell the house, but the wife didn't agree. So the husband left the house, including everything, including all their savings. But within a few years, the husband remarried and went to buy another property, his own.
Yeah.
But the bank asked them to pay off the previous house. When he went to remove the husband, his name on the property, but he cannot remove without lawyer assistant, without legal aid. So
Yeah.
is there any assistant that he can
It's a
get?
complicated issue, and by law, I cannot give you specific legal advice on that because I'm not allowed to. But I think you should go, or you know somebody, that person, that go to the legal center and get legal advice. They may be only $25 or something like that. You know? You know the community legal center? You're going to need to go get a lawyer to give you a specific legal opinion on that.
Chuban tu kongat sun upade ya in kaini ruanak peknak nol kanai lawate. Semat sala community legal lawyer an manikan ruanak anin pek kho laya te. Zaida tu ahau ti mikan in chim kho laya te.
Okay, it's very difficult for me to answer specific legal questions because the law says that I'm not practicing law anymore. So I have to go zip, not say anything.
Kaban tu konga khan kai kha lawyer ka city lau tika khan upade ya in kaini peknak nol kanai ti lau. E atuan liu mi long ni khan ruanak la lam chip nak nol khan na ya te.
But I can tell you that generally, while you're here in Australia, do not leave things, okay?
E buak takan kan sim kho min ha cho hi ka Australia hin thil me te khan ipe so lao.
There might be time frames.
E
You know, if you separate and you are, say you buy a house together and you're de facto. So it's the woman and the man, they don't get married, but they live together and they buy a house. The law will recognize that as a legal relationship, de facto.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's a de facto relationship. So if you separate, you have a time frame, and I can't remember if it's 1 year, I think it is, to go to do something about the house. If you leave it too long, then you say, I don't want the house anymore. Something like that.
Australia ramahin upade ummi cho ta chunaka phungning ten a umlo mi man khe hun khata a ti min ha khe inan chok tin pani in e ani then tika khan pakhat ni akal ta ke kum hi tat mat mi machu tat mat mi chungte chun thil hitu azok a hau kum khat ni chungte khan mo ta chunaka in kha I then du sia chun mai kani then lai tia tia zonga makaka ichu nak te khatu azok a hau semhan sala pakhani zairel huwa halawin an huwa ka tu te lai ati akal tak asia chun kum saw arau nuwa chun maka a adu lau hak lau chu ta tia atami ne khan rakchau nak nol anaya te
Okay, yeah.
ma cha chun thil ki ipe so la lo foi ta thak te na ati nak
Okay, yeah. A lot of stuff.
Okay. Can we get the address for legal center? For example?
Yes, I don't think it's on. I don't think I have it here, but I can tell you what it is. It's Cobbler Place, number 10, Cobbler Place.
Like sa cho kahin kanay law natin kan sim ko kon ha te atu like sa kha adi in until pya kon halai cho du at.
And the phone number is, oh yeah, I can,
ka te kan
so this is the phone number. 9440-1663. That's the phone number, and it's 10 Cobbler Place.
We all have different legal centers, isn't it?
Yes, there's many different legal centers. So depending on where you live,
Nan umnak chunga khan ang hata te ta chun na ka merbuka lai nan umsia chun ma ki merbuka legal center se e kanni la ya khan chun ko sne la haiti bentuk mo mala sang ha anai na ka khan chiao ko cho is that for not only, or is the legal center in every suburb?
no, they're different ones. So this covers much of the northern suburbs area.
Not chung pau hi chu hi ni hin a cover
What, where does everybody live here? In the same area?
no, north and south.
Okay, there is one in Gosnells. Gosnells has a community legal center.
Kan
This
ma
is-
south lai mi cha chun ko sne la
The Sussex Street in Victoria Park.
Victoria Park zonga
Depending on where people live, Mirrabooka area, the northern suburbs, Joondalup, we have that one.
Okay. What about around Caversham?
Caversham. Maybe you have northern suburbs, or maybe we have, there's one in Midland called Midlas.
Midland trong zonga rua.
But I think if you research on the internet, the community legal centers, and you'll find which one. If you call them, they will then tell you which suburb you can go, because it's complicated sometimes.
Google khan ma ha anai nak bika kol ko se silau la an ma zong kha chon e an mani khan machuka chun rakal ti kha chim ko an kan chim ko lai.
So I just like to say, remember this idea about cortisol and why domestic violence, family violence, it's a very serious problem everywhere in Australia.
Tuan de we aram thoke kan chimi cortisol kan ti mi dat kong te kha phil ha lo in chung khar petana ruanga phala tiang mo nupi la phala pasal la chung khar za pi ten dam lo nak achu tar tu dat te kha maka Australia han ma kong ha tam to ka.
The best thing you can do is try to intervene, jump in. If you know somebody, talk to them. Try to get help.
Even tuk atong mian sia chon aran kho nak chun pakhat la pakhat ke bo mo lo ati.
I've seen easily 100 cases, more than that, 100, hundreds.
Even tuk
Yeah.
petana he tam tuk katon chang azan katon chang e.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very, very dangerous stuff. But now, how are you guys doing for time? Are you guys getting restless, or?
Yeah, I think that's lunch is ready.
Okay.
I think kalau mo haldu mi timal.
Was it okay?
Atanin tikaw mo. Good. Okay, one more question. Apa ni ataya ma, afa ni ataya. Okay. If between the father and sons, the son threaten or intimidate the father so many times, and finally they got a fight between the father and sons, and either the father or son report to the police, what will be the consequences?
The consequences will be that the court, if it goes to court,
So bentuk so tiazong lang mang kasakaw lai, tiazong ne biya cha ko lai.
The police will investigate.
palak ni an hlat lai
If you report to police, maybe they will charge you, someone.
pakhat khat pau khat ta zoi kha a huwa ko lai
And then if they do charge you,
Pale mahal nak tong de le ma pale tu atu atu.
who will suffers the most, the father or the sons?
it depends on what the court will look at the evidence.
Hi karama chun tia zong ni khan te kha azau lang mang lai
And
tia
then-
zong ni bia chak la
Pale apa winga tho apa ka ka.
is it will be the son fault, not the
Maybe.
father fault.
Depends on what the court says.
Upade ni khot ni bia chak ning ka sakau lai
So how this works is the police are driving. They get a phone call on the radio, says, go to this house. There's a family domestic violence incident. Okay?
yep
The police go there. They investigate. Okay? And they see father and son fighting. Maybe they arrest both of them. Depending on the circumstances. Maybe they break it up. They will break it up. Maybe they take someone away.
Itu bentuk chun palaka in chung carpet na bentuk achi che sia chun palakan hai chot na ha palak an ra ha palak ni khan ten ka salai pakhat khat pau kha mundanga che salai thlatlai na khan tu ha
Maybe they charge someone. If someone's bleeding and there's a punch, a knife wound, then they will arrest somebody probably and charge someone.
ma khan pakhat khat pau kha hliam ma rak tur ha nam chut nak ma thong nak ma vai athi ha ar ke che ha atu kha chu ta za chu ya hu ko ha
Then then they may prosecute. Then you go to court. They give you court date. You have to show up, and then you have both sides, and the court looks at the evidence of each case.
tia zunga kai hau ha tia zung ni zaida te umti mi kha zau lai kha khan be cha na atu ko lai bia cha ning ka sa ko lai
Many times the police go to the house. They see somebody fighting, husband, wife. They look around. They see the situation, and they give a piece of paper, a document. I can show you here. So they will have something called a violent restraining order or a police order.
chan tampia chung khar boy na ka pala kha an vakal to ne
Oh, we lost it.
cha kha an pek ton
But
tamu
the police-
violent restraining order silau la
So the police go into the house. They look around.
an kal thaten an vazau
They make assessment.
thaten an thlatlai na kan tua
And they say, okay, the husband is drunk.
apasal kha arichia chon
The son is drunk or the wife is
silau la
drunk.
afa pa kha arichia chon silau la anupi kha arichia chon
They are very aggressive.
an puar han tok asia chon
Say, okay, the police know that if they leave, 5 minutes later, fighting again. Okay? So they take the person, maybe the husband, and they say, give him an order and say, 72 hours, you must leave.
ani thuat than asia khan chon anupi ma apasal ma makakha naji som sri la pani chung te na kha an ina kiar nak nol nai lawin khan an lak ton na
Okay? And then they take the husband away. You cannot come back to this house for 72 hours. You must calm down,
apasal kha an lak
get sober, then you come back.
mehika in he naji som sri la pani atil han chung narak nai khauti law na
So yes,
na
the
fim
police-
ta hau na shim ta hau te mundang an sia ton na
And these are very, very common. And if they give you that paper, it's not a criminal offense.
Machu cha anin pek min ha kha criminal offense ti mi
No.
upade chu phau kha sari lo mo
But if you come back before the 72
simhan
hours,
salo naji som sri la pani atlin hlane inin rak rathan asibel te achun
and the husband and wife, they call the police on you,
apasal silo la nu pini pelak out han asia chun
then it becomes a criminal offense.
makha chu upade chu phau se chang
Many things like this happen so many, very common. So the police will not automatically do something. They have to assess each situation.
Palak ni hin andu po an ma nolen thil kha an to mi salaw thil kha thaten an hlatta thaten an zauta ma nuwa
Okay.
an to mis.
Whew. Difficult.
Okay, I think
Thank you very much.
Thank
Kalam
you.
tuk.
thank you very much, Scott.
God bless you and
Okay, our senior pastor.
Merry Christmas and have a good, safe New Year's. Don't drink and drive.
Rid bun ma chi che thla ulo
Don't do family violence.
chung kharboi nak chot pi chi che
If you
thla.
see your friends, you try to get them and drag them.
Na hoila nan hu sol na sia chun ten ko izom
We've
now.
got to help help
Bo-
our families.
Bom ibom chiao now se bom chan ko izom chiao.
God, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.